Hi guys, Alex Forte here, The Art of Simple Golf. We are with Alistair Davies. Now today we're going to give you a really effective, simple drill to help the striking and sort of what you would call like what do you say, the vitamin?
Yeah, I call it a vitamin because it will help everyone. It's
Yeah.
something that won't hurt any pattern of movement, technique, any frame of golfer. So any level, any standard, it's going to do you no harm. It's just good to do every single day, every week to make you play better.
Sounds pretty good. All right, so let's get to it.
The drill itself, what we're looking to do really is get your body to work effectively through the hitting zone. Make sure the club lands in the right spot, so it lands after the ball. So our low point is in the correct position to give us ball and turf contact. Also, by doing these things correctly, we're going to have great hand control. So it means we're not going to be throwing the club away through impact and having kind of a flippy flappy movement through the golf ball. So it's a drill that's going to help all those things. So quite simply, Alex, the drill is take a slightly narrower stance than normal. You can do it with a full stance, but narrow stance just gives us the feel of hitting it a little bit softer and shorter, which is what we're doing with the drill. Then what we're after really is just make a normal half backswing. Then as we go to hit the golf ball, I want to really concentrate on the club landing after the ball. And then when I go to my follow through, feel like my thumbs point to the ground here. So my wrists are quite stiff and rigid and structured. Structured is probably the best word for it. As I do.
So when you said landing after the ball, just to clarify, like basically you're trying to make your low, you know, because we want the ball first and then the turf. So you're trying to strike there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. If I was on grass outside, I'd possibly be just trying to bruise the turf or take a divot.
Yeah.
And after the ball, you can draw a line if you want to with athlete's foot spray or a chalk line on the mat. Yeah. And just make sure the club just basically lands after that line every single time. I quite often do this in sand with golfers where I draw a line in the sand and then hit the sand after the line. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
What we're controlling or what we're concentrating on to do this is how we move our body, okay?
So it's not just the hands, it's sort of everything working together.
Educating the hands, but also making the body move effectively to help the hands be educated.
Okay.
So what I'd like to see really when you hit the golf ball is the feeling of your chest working upwards, like this. So it's what we call extending and rotating. So if I extend and rotate, it keeps my hands pretty passive. Okay, if my body's down low here, my hands will want to be more active. My arms start to buckle up and chicken wing, so I get really varied control of my radius from the swing.
When this variable happens, that's when variable strikes happen, right? The things,
Massively.
the fats, whatever it might be.
Massively, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're really trying to control the radius of our swing, where the club lands, and do it through really a good structured arm swing and body movement.
Trying to keep that just circle as consistent as possible.
Yeah. Let me hit a couple away, just trying to show you again. If we want to just measure the practice swing, we can do it so. Just making sure we find the ground, get a body.
To hit this hard or fast or anything, are you?
No, I'm going to hit this almost 50% of what it would normally go.
But what you're doing is you're getting to sort of a pretty much a full finish, but just about there, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to, if you imagine to most golfers, I'm probably trying to get the body in almost the full finish position,
Yeah.
but the arms in kind of a half finish position.
Okay.
So we're definitely trying to get the body leading and the body working harder and faster and the arms working quite slowly.
Okay, I think that's an important thing for you to realise. It's like it is about the body, and that the arms and hands are quite passive in this.
Massively.
Yeah.
Obviously in the full swing we know that the arms are going to be accelerating the most at this point, but this drill we're really trying to get it body led and body fast. So let me go ahead and nurse one or two away. I'm trying to get the body fast, the arms kind of quiet. And just land that club after the ball. Be in this finishing shape or finishing position, finishing posture each and every time. And I want to be, checking I'm there every time. So being able to hold that finish. And ideally nice bruising on the turf after the ball.
That was a lovely strike. Yeah, okay, it's only going like 100 yards, but it's not about that.
Yeah.
It was the strike, it was the sound, it was that contact. And it's almost like if you can't do that consistently, what's the point of trying to do it full?
Well,
in a way.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. I think if you can't do anything consistently, you bring it to a slower and a shorter level till you can do it consistently.
You break it down.
And then you work up. You work at the level where you break down.
Yeah.
So if I broke down at 120 yards, I'd be working about 115, 120 yards till I can get that right, then going further and further and further.
So it's another.
Yeah. So quite a structured swing. And you'll just notice there, Alex, the ball flight is very low, right?
Yeah.
So if the ball flight was high, my wrist would definitely be going into much more extension, flippy floppy, as some people like to call it, and the ball flight would be much higher and weaker. So really I'm trying to hit this very low, but feel like my body's extending and rotating.
Okay, so you mentioned the high. What would potentially be happening if they were seeing the ball go left?
Same thing. If the hands were being overtaken by the club head was over releasing
This
too
is
early.
feedback, and what if
Yes.
it was going right?
Right's not a bad sign. It means you've possibly
Perhaps just overcooking it a little bit.
Yeah, it's very difficult to hit it low and right too much, because then when you start to add a fuller finish into it, it's probably going to come back to target anyway. So it's kind of the perfect world. Low and right is a great sign.
Yeah.
If it's struck well. Obviously, if it's struck badly, if it's at the heel or like a shanky strike, then obviously that's a different kettle of fish.
Okay.
But if we can hit it kind of solid low and to the right, that's great. The next phase would be then to start adding a bigger finish. Okay, so I'll show you one of those. So you might do that for say 10, 15 balls, right? Ideally. And ideal as a warm-up, right? Before you play it is perfect.
Yeah.
Then what you do is start adding more finishing with style. So really just letting the arms continue to go up and collapse.
You're still getting the same feel here, but just letting momentum carry you through.
Yeah, finishing with style, as some people like to call it.
Good.
So let's try one of those. I'm going to try and get the same.
Show us some style.
I'll try.
I mean, that was the same strike, the same swing, but just a little bit more oomph.
Yeah, and it's probably gone 70 yards further.
Yeah.
So, you know, the first couple were probably landing around 90 yards. That one probably landed about 160, 170.
But it was pretty much the same amount of control. It was this very similar strike, just with a little bit more acceleration. That was it.
Yeah. For me, that's how you'd build it up. You'd start with the small swings, then you add more and more rotation or pivot, and you let your arms, again, just finish with style till you get to your natural position.
Okay. So just summarize the feel that we want them to have through the ball a little bit.
Okay, feel for me would be very much about kind of creating pressure on the ball and turf. Some people describe it as trapping the ball.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to feel. You're going to feel very body-led, very stiff and structured with the arms. Hands are going to feel quite redundant. Okay, and then as we get to the full finish, the hands start then to take a bit more of an active role, and that's where you get a little bit more increased
sort of
height.
Thumbs down.
Yeah.
But the body all the way through, the chest up.
Yeah, that's my description of it, kind of thumbs pointing down. Obviously, the further I swing, the more the thumbs will go up, naturally. But definitely feeling that the chest is up, thumbs down, as a concept, for me, is ideal.
Okay, all right, well, I promise you that is really going to help the consistency of your striking with every club in the bag. And no matter where you're at in your golf game, you know, single figures, high double figures, doesn't matter, this is going to help you, right?
Yeah.
It really is a sort of miracle drill for every facet of your golf swing. So check out Alistair's channel. He's got loads of really cool videos, and you know, he's a drill master. So if you like a little bit of practice and you want some drills to hone in your swing, he's got some really neat stuff. And you know, like and subscribe to this channel. If you have any questions, leave them below, and we'll see you next time.